Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. Hare Krishna Pavan Prabhu and Harika Mataji. Thank you for joining us online. So,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
I'll share my screen. So last week we discussed, or last time we discussed chapter 15 of third canto, and the chapter was titled Description of the Abode of Lord Vishnu's abode. So it was a description of that, but it also spoke about how the Jaya and Vijaya were cursed. Remember, Jaya and Vijaya were cursed by Sanat Kumars. They were cursed. Yes. Okay. So today's chapter we'll discuss chapter number 16, which is titled The Two Doorkeepers of Vaikuṇṭha, Jaya and Vijaya. So these two doorkeepers, now their fall down is started. In the last chapter they were cursed, but now we'll talk about their fall down and how conversation between Lord, Supreme Lord and Sanat Kumar. So they spoke to each other. And so this is Brahmaji speaking to demigods. So we'll discuss this verse, which you can see on your screen, and then I will talk about it. Please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Vishwasya Sthiti Layodbhava Heturadyo.
Vishwasya Sthiti Layodbhava Heturadyo.
Okay. We'll do what about Vishwasya. Yeah. Sthiti. Layod. Bhava. Hetu. Adya. Yogeshwarer. Api. Durattaya. Yogamaya. Shemam. Vidhasyati. Sa. No. Bhagavan. Tradhisha. Tatra. Asmadiya. Vimrashena. Kiyan. Iha. Artha. So now we'll recite. Please, if you listen carefully, you can repeat. You can even close your eyes and focus. Yeah. Vishwasya Sthiti Layodbhava Heturadyo.
Vishwasya Vishwasya Siddhilayo Bhava Heturadyo
Yogeshwarerapi Durattaya Yogamaya
Yogeshwara Api Durattaya Yogamaya
Shemam Vidhasyati Sano Bhagavan Stradhishas
Shriram Vidasyati Sano Bhagavan Sridesha
Tatrasmadiya Vimrashena Kiyan Ihartha
Tatra Sasvadya Vishajana Vijaya
Very nice, very nice. So, Bhagavad, every word is equal to Krishna. It's not different from Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But to learn Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva says, Bhaktaya Bhagavatam Grahya, na tikaya na chabuddhaya. Only by devotional service you can grahana, you can accept, you can take, you can absorb, or Bhagavat will manifest to you only by devotional service. Not by arguments, not by intelligence, not by reading various purports, but if you have devotion, if you consider this is not different from Krishna, it will manifest. And this is spoken by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. It's very important. Okay. So what about our translation? Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, please repeat. Vishwasya, of the universe. Ya, who? Sthiti, maintenance. Laya, destruction. Udbhava, creation. Hetu, the cause. Adya, the most ancient person. Yog Ishwarai, by the masters of yoga. Api, even. Durattaya, cannot be easily understood. Or rather, the meaning of Durattaya is it just throws you apart. You get trashed. You know, sometimes we use the word Duratti. Somebody is thrown around, you know, you're not able to, you know, try to do things. You see failures at every step, so-called material failures. You know, Durgati, yes. Duratti, just you're bashed around. But there is a solution for that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamev ye prapadyante maya metam tarati. If you surrender only to Krishna, then all of that is taken care. So then that's the whole point. This is Purushottam month, Ekadashi, and you are all here sitting discussing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. No Yamraj, no Yamdut, no bad, nothing can even come near you. Guaranteed. You are so fortunate to be discussing Bhagavatam. You can be anywhere. So yeah. So let's develop that mood. This is every word spoken by Isaac Krishna. Yoga Maya.
Yoga Maya.
Is Yoga Maya potency.
Yoga Maya.
Shemam. Good. Vidhasyati. Will do. Sa. He. Na. Of us. Bhagavan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tri Adhisha. The controller of the three modes of material nature. And also is the controller of all the three planetary systems. Adhisha, Ishwar, Tatra, there, Asmadiya, by our, Vimrashena, deliberation, Kiyan,
Kiyan,
what?
what?
Iha,
Iha,
on this subject,
on this subject,
Artha,
Artha,
purpose.
purpose.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. My dear sons,
My dear sons,
the Lord is the controller
the Lord is the controller
of the three modes
of the three modes
of nature
of nature
and is
and is
responsible
responsible
for the creation,
for the creation,
preservation,
preservation,
and dissolution
and dissolution
of the universe.
of the universe.
His wonderful creative power,
His wonderful creative power,
Yog Maya,
Yoga Maya,
cannot be
cannot be
easily understood
easily understood
by the
by the
masters of yoga.
masters of yoga.
The most ancient person,
The most ancient person,
the personality of Godhead,
the personality of Godhead,
will alone
will alone
come to our rescue.
come to our rescue.
The most ancient person,
The most ancient person,
the personality of Godhead,
the personality of Godhead,
will alone
will alone
come to our rescue.
come to our rescue.
Please write this line. Remember this line. Only alone. What purpose can we serve
What purpose can we serve
on his behalf
on his behalf
by deliberating
by deliberating
on the subject?
on the subject?
We have to mean it. You know, sometimes we say, I know, but knowing is one thing and realizing is second. मैं जानता हूं मुझे पता है जानना एक बात है but उसको मानना, having that 100% confidence, knowing is one thing but confidence, Krishna will come, he will come. So that's the whole point. We want to get that written in our hearts. Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please hear. When something is arranged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should not be disturbed by it, even if it appears to be a reverse according to one's calculations. For example, sometimes we see that a powerful preacher is killed, or sometimes he is put into difficulty, just as Haridas Thakur was. He was a great devotee who came into this material world to execute the will of the Lord by preaching the Lord's glories. But Haridas was punished at the hands of the Qazi by being beaten in 22 marketplaces. 22 marketplaces he was beaten by sticks. Similarly, Lord Jesus Christ was crucified, and Prahlad Maharaj was put through so many tribulations. The Pandavas, who were direct friends of Krishna, lost their kingdom, their wife was insulted, and they had to undergo so many severe tribulations. Seeing all these reverses affect devotees, one should not be disturbed. Sometimes we quote, sometimes we say, you know what, see what has happened to him. What can Krishna do to me? Even he is suffering. But let's not focus. Let's focus on my own devotion service, my own connection with Krishna. That's all. Yeah? Very important, very powerful thought by Srila Prabhupada. One should simply understand that in these matters there must be some plan of the Supreme Personality of God. The Bhagavatam's conclusion is that a devotee is never disturbed by such reverses. He accepts even reverse conditions as the grace of the Lord. One who continues to serve the Lord even in reverse conditions is assured that he will go back to Godhead, back to Vaikuṇṭha planets. Lord Brahma assured the demigods that there was no use in talking about how the disturbing situation of darkness was taking place, since the actual fact was that it was ordered by the Supreme Lord. Brahma knew this because he was a great devotee. It was possible for him to understand the plan of the Lord. Srila Bhaktivedanta Purports ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay. Let's do Mangalacharan and then we will discuss. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamlam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitantam Sajivam Savadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhuter Mahathir Yema Puro Vibho Nirmaya Shete Yadamosha Purusha Bhunte Gunansho Dashasho Dashatma Solang Kasrashta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Satat Pibatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishi Deva Janma Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishi Dev Janma Prasannam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. Let's please pray. Please bless me. May the right words come at the right time. May we are truly able to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and so on. Hare Krishna. So this verse that we just discussed or read about, so this is spoken by Brahmaji to the demigods. So what had happened was that when Diti, in Mother Diti's womb, when she got pregnant and she had these two boys, these two childs in her womb, she knew about what Kashyap Muni had told her, that they will be of demoniac nature. They will be creating trouble for demigods, for Brahmins, for cows, for women. So they will be creating problems for them. And then Mother Diti got scared. She got worried, and then she kept the pregnancy. She kept them in her womb for many years. Dadhar Varshani Shatak Shankamana Surardanath. For hundreds of years, she kept them in her womb by worrying that they will create troubles for the demigods. Sur Ardhanath. Sur means demigod and also all the good people. They will be creating problems for them. So she was out of concern. She kept them in her womb. But their presence was so strong, even when they were in the womb, the darkness was coming all around. See? And the demigods got worried. They lost their tej. The demigods lost their aura. It was getting dark everywhere. You could not differentiate between day and night. Even sun's rays were covered by, such was the power of these demons. Even when they were just in the womb, what to speak of when they come out in great form. Dhvanta vayati karam disham. Dhvanta vayati karam. All the sides, all the directions were covered. All the covered. It was darkness everywhere. And demigods got worried. And they went to Brahmaji. And then Brahmaji started telling them about this pastime. About how Brahmaji tells them that my 4 sons who were your Agraj, who were born before you, once they had gone to Vaikuṇṭha planet to take darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as they went there, the doorkeepers, they crossed the 6 doors. On the 7th door, they were stopped. They were stopped by the doorkeepers. And as they stopped these Brahmanas got angry. And they got angry because their desire to take the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord was obstructed. It also says that when they were going to Vaikuṇṭha planet, they did not look around. It was such an opulent place. You know how we go, Prabhuji, look at the scenery, so beautiful. No scenery. They were fixed in their mind. They just kept going. 1 step, 2 step, 4 step, 5 step, 6 step. They didn't care. They just kept going. On the 7th step, the doorkeeper stopped them. And as the doorkeeper stopped them, these Brahmanas got angry. And then they cursed these doorkeepers. They said, you are living in Vaikuṇṭha, where there is no anxiety, where there is no discrimination. But you are discriminating. And because you are discriminating, so you should fall down. You should go to the Martyalok. This is called Martyalok. And they mentioned 3 things, where Kam, Krodh and Lobh, where the desires, anger and greed is prominent, you may fall down into those material realms, material planet. Because you are behaving like that. You need to go to that place. Because that's your nature. So that's why we are here. Our nature is like that. We are greedy. We get angry. Right? But nothing to be disheartened. This is the process. We get together. We chant holy names. We glorify Supreme Lord. And through that process, the cleaning happens. Nothing to be disheartened. Shastra says the chanting of the holy name is so powerful. Harir harati papani dust chittair api samrita. Anikchaya api samsprishto dahati evahi pavaka. Harir harati papani. Just by saying the word Hari, all our sins are taken away. Just by saying the word Hari. And it is said, Dust chittair api samrita. Prabhuji, maybe come forward, let me. Dust chit. Even if you are sinful in your heart, even if you have bad intentions, the holy name will do its work. Holy name will do its work. Hari's name will do its work. No matter with what intention you chant. Duschitter api smrita. And the analogy given is anichaya api samspristo. Without even desiring, if you touch the fire with not any intention, what will happen? The fire will burn you. Dahati evihi pavaka. Like fire is going to burn you, the chanting the holy name is going to clean you regardless. You keep on performing sins, that's your problem. But once you chant the holy name, crores and crores of sins are removed. So imagine how many sins we have. So this is the potency of the holy name. So Sanat Kumars, they curse them. You should go to Mrityu Lok because that's your nature is, and you go there and you will have to stay there. But as they were cursed, the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan Vaikuṇṭha, Bhagavan Vishnu, appeared there. He realized something wrong is about to happen. As if you see your children are fighting in a different room, what will you do? You straight away run to that room. What happened? Why are you fighting? Right? You will try to pacify them, mediate them. Same thing, we all do that. Right? I do that also. I do that. My wife will say, "You stay in your room." We will sort it out among ourselves. What do you do? Right? But as a caring father, Supreme Lord Vishnu came into that situation. He came, and then Lord Vishnu then, he looked at Sanat Kumar. But as Sanat Kumar saw Lord Vishnu, they saw his lotus feet, their hearts started melting. Just by seeing him. And Lord Vishnu did not come by himself. He came with Mother Lakshmi also. And the other Parshad, other servants, personal servants, one was doing the chamar, one was fanning. So Supreme Lord, as he came, and the Sanat Kumar saw the Supreme Personality of God, and by then they realized they have made a mistake. They started glorifying the Supreme Lord. They glorified with him with the best of the words. When they looked at the beauty of the Supreme Lord, they say, "My dear Lord, by your feet, the aroma of the tulsi leaf offered onto your lotus feet, just by smelling that aroma, the hearts get purified, the heart gets clean. We are so happy to see you." And now they realize their mistake, that they have cursed him. Now they started asking for forgiveness. And then they are saying to the Supreme Lord, they say that, "My dear Lord, we ask your forgiveness. Kamam bhava swavrajino niriyeshu." Yeah, nustat. He says, from our desires, from our sinful activities, we may be born in the hellish planets, or we may be sent into the hellish planets, as long as. And then they said three things. So this is what we need to understand as well. Very important. Let's focus on this. Kamam bhava swavrajine niriyeshu nusta chetavali. So what they're saying is that, my dear Supreme Lord, that maybe we be sent to the hellish planets, but our heart, Cheta Ali Vat Yadi Nute Padayo Smaret. Our heart should always remember your lotus feet like a bumblebee, like a bhavra. But what do we say in English? Bhavra को English में क्या बोलते हैं? Bee? Honeybee. Yes, honeybee. Like a honeybee. Honeybee is always looking to go into the flowers, always thinking, how do I get a flower? So similarly, they say that yadi, if my heart is always thinking of your lotus feet, let me be sent to the hellish planet. And then he says, Vachas chana tulasi angri shobha. Vachas chana tulsi vat yadi angri shobha. If my tongue, like the tulsi offered to your lotus feet, what does tulsi do? It is glorifying the Supreme Personality of God. Similarly, if my tongue is always glorifying you and your personality and your activities, then may I be sent to the hellish planet. And then finally they say, Puryeta guna ganaite yadikarnarandhra. Puryet. If my karna randhra, if my ear holes are always filling up by your gun ganair, by your qualities and your pastimes. Yadi, again yadi, if, then I may be sent to the hellish planets. So this is the process. If you are living here, sometimes we say very lightly, oh, I want to go back to Godhead, go back to Vaikuṇṭha. Yes, we should do that. But even if you are sent here, so this is what Sanat Kumars are saying. Three things they have said. Let's memorize these three things. What was the first thing they said? If my heart is always remembering your lotus feet, Padayo Ramet. Ramet as in always thinking of your feet. Like a bee is thinking of a flower. If my heart is always thinking of your lotus feet. If my tongue is always glorifying you, like Tulsi offered on your lotus feet. And the third thing is, if my ear holes are always filling up with your qualities and your pastimes, if these three things are there, my dear Lord, then you may send us to anywhere, to the hellish planets. So what is the problem? Right? So remember these three things. You are safe, wherever, no matter wherever you are. But if these three things are happening, you are secure. That's what Sanat Kumars are asking for. And that's a lesson for all of us. No matter wherever we are, it's very easy to call life is useless, get frustrated very easily. Let's surround ourselves with these three things. Remember these three things. Yeah? It's very important, Prabhuji Mataji. Purushottam month, I want to stress this point again and again. Let's take away these three things always. Yeah? Okay. So Sanat Kumars, when they glorified the Supreme Lord like this, and then they finally said that, my dear Lord, you are so merciful that you have given us your darshan. Bhagavan Pratita, that you have appeared in front of us. Yeah. Yo anya atmanam durudayo. Anya atmanam. People who are interested in other subject matters, whose intelligence is covered by material interests, they cannot see you. But you have been so merciful that you have appeared in front of us, so we bow down. We pay our obeisances to you. Now, after Sanat Kumars glorified the Supreme Lord like this, now Brahmaji tells demigods again. Remember, demigods had gone to Brahmaji with a complaint or with the problem that it's getting dark everywhere, we have trouble, our aura has gone, etc., etc. So Brahmaji tells them that now Supreme Lord, after hearing, Pratinanda, after hearing these prayers, or after hearing these words from the Sanat Kumar, Pratinanda, he was very happy. He felt happy, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he felt happy, who is Nilayo, Vaikuṇṭha Nilayo, who is without any anxiety, or whose abode is without any anxiety. See, he did not get anxious. The point that I'm trying to highlight is the Supreme Lord, he wasn't anxious at all. He knew there was a trouble, there was some issue going on here. He came, he heard Sanat Kumar, and then he realized, and then he, in a happy mood, right, he started speaking to the Sanat Kumars. And the Supreme Lord then tells them, yes, I can see that these people, these two my doorkeepers, they have misbehaved with you. Atikramam, they have offended you. Bahavo kramat atikramam, they have greatly offended you. I accept that. And they have committed the greatest sin against you. And then he says, the Supreme Lord still continues. And then he says that I 100% understand they have created a great sin against you. And then he says, you have done the right thing. You have done the right thing by punishing them. By cursing them, you have done the right thing. Because he says, you are also my devotee. Because you are also my followers. They are also my servants, but you are also my followers. But they disobeyed you in my presence. Knowing that I am here, I am the Vaikuṇṭhapati, they still disobeyed you, they still misbehaved with you, right? He says, I approve they've done a great mistake with you, and I approve the punishment that you've given to them. And then he says, but I want to ask your forgiveness. prasadayami aham. I ask for you, may you be pleased. I ask forgiveness from you. It is my mistake. I take full responsibility for this mistake. Because Pritiraprado Swamino Danda. If a servant commits a mistake, then master is responsible. If your children do something wrong in the school, what do? Bring your parents tomorrow. Right? Bring your parents tomorrow. Or they write a note in their diary. Get your father to sign the note. Some children sign the note themselves. Right? in our school, one boy, he wanted to go home very often. So we used to go home once a month. And then he wanted to go more often. If you want to go home, you can go to principal and get special leave of move. So this, yeah, same here. Yeah. So this boy, this boy went home few times. And then next time, I was his roommate actually. So he left his diary with me. He said, I'm going home. And when the warden comes, when the hostel warden comes, you show him this diary. I've got principal approved my leave. I said, fine. The warden came. I said, sir, he's gone home. This is his leave approval. And then the warden asked me, how many principals are here in the school? Let him come back. Then I'll see. So, Vritti Pradho Swamino Danda. If somebody who's under your care makes a mistake, then the master is responsible for that. So Supreme Lord said, yes, it is my mistake and I ask your forgiveness. And then he gives an analogy. He says, a servant making a mistake is like a spot on master's reputation. And then he says, Tvacham iva maya, as in leprosy, a small leprosy on the skin spot spoils the whole body, right? A small portion spoils the whole. So similarly, Supreme Lord Doorkeepers, he says, I take full responsibility. They have committed a mistake against you. And then he says this verse. Please hear. Yasyamrita malayasha shravanavagaha sadya punati jagadashvapachat Vaikuṇṭha soham bhavat bhayupalabdha sutirthakirti Chindyam swabahum apiva pratikula vritti. So this is Supreme Lord saying. So what he's saying to Brahmanas, Sanat Kumars, he's saying that Yasyamrita mala yasha shravanavagaha, whose pastimes are like nectar. Just by hearing whose pastimes, all the mal, all the sins get washed away. Shravana avagaha, by entering through the ear holes or filling up your ear holes by hearing whose glories. And then he says, of not just the living entities, of somebody who is, this is Supreme Lord speaking. Shwa pachat, Shwa means dog. A person who kills a dog and cooks a dog and eats a dog flesh, even that person gets purified by hearing my pastimes. And he says, that is why I am called Vaikuṇṭha. I am called Vaikuṇṭha, my abode is called Vaikuṇṭha, because just by hearing my glories, a person gets purified. Those glories are like Amrit, they are like nectar. And he doesn't stop there. He says, so aham bhavadbha sutirth kirti. I'm all the places of pilgrimage. People go to all the places of pilgrimage to take my darshan. He says, I have nothing to do in that. Because people like you, the Brahmanas like you, it is because of your austerity, it is because of your glorification of me that I've got this potency. You understand? Only because of you glorifying me, my devotees worshipping me, that I have become so great. Otherwise, Supreme Lord is saying, I am nothing. So he says, how can I tolerate someone misbehaving with people like you? And he goes to the extent saying that if somebody misbehaves you, pratikula vrittim, if somebody behaves with you unfavorably, even if that is my own arm, I'll chop it off. I will chop off my own arm if it misbehaves with people like you. What to speak of these doorkeepers? You have done the right thing by punishing them. Sanat Kumars are listening attentively. What is going on? Now Supreme Lord further speaks. He further says that the dust from my lotus feet, people put the dust from my lotus feet onto their head. It has nothing to do with me. It is because of people like you. He says, Lakshmi ji, who's my consort? And people are always hankering to get dust from the feet of Lakshmi ji. It is like, you go in the other day, I saw the news, very interesting sometime, you can relate. And there is a gold mine in Western Australia. And they were talking about gold prices. And they were saying gold prices have gone up, and they're saying, they were just doing this, interest rates and gold price, and they're saying gold prices are going up. So we have increased our, mining activities, but inflation is also going up and all those things. And then I was thinking, what are they doing? From the dust, they're trying to take out the Lakshmi. Isn't it? In the dust, they are searching for Lakshmi, that gold, gold thing they are taking out. So Supreme Lord is saying the Lakshmi, who is my consort, she doesn't want to leave me. Whose dust from Lakshmi's lotus feet, people are hankering for all the time. And Lakshmi doesn't leave me. It is all because of you Brahmanas, because you glorifying me. That is why Lakshmi is so connected with me, so attached to me. Yeah. She doesn't leave me alone. Yeah. And then he says, people do fire sacrifices. When we do yagna, so yagna fire is supposed to be mouth of Vishnu. So whatever offering we are putting in the fire, it is said that they are going into the mouth of Vishnu directly. So here Supreme Lord tells them that when people are performing the yagna, they are putting oblations into the fire. That is one of my mouths. But I don't like that. Rather, what I would like, if somebody offers the nice sweets, all the nice preparations, which is dipped in the ghee, as if ghee is coming out of that, and which is being offered to the Brahmanas. When Brahmins accept that, because Brahmanas are Vishnu's mouth, he says, if Brahmana is accepting that, I relish that more as compared to what you offer in the fire. So Brahmanas are so worshipable to me. Now Sanat Kumars are listening, what is going on? So we have cursed these, and Supreme Lord is just glorifying them. Yeah? Then he also says that Ganges, which is coming from my lotus feet, which is actually, usko charan dhovan bhi kehte hain Bhagwan, which is washed, Brahmaji washed. Rather, when the Supreme Lord punctured, right, and few drops came, so Brahmaji took it into his kamanda. That's Ganga. But it is said that it washed the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So the Supreme Lord is saying that Gangaji, which is the water or wash from my feet, right? That Gangaji is so purified or so purificatory that even Lord Shiva holds Ganges on his head. Brahmaji is hankering for that. And all the demigods, all the living entities, and they go take and dip in Ganges, thinking of Ganges, right? They get so purified. So that potency of Gangaji is nothing to do with me. It's again because of you Brahmanas. It is because of you, Brahmanas, because you have glorified me. So because of that, I've got this potential. So he has spoken about ghee, he has spoken about his katha, he has spoken about Gangaji. Yeah. And then he says, Brahman, cows, and anath, people who have no shelter, they are very dear to me. You say that verse very often. Go Brahman hitaya cha, Jagat hitaya Krishnaya. Yeah. Go Brahman hitaya cha. For the welfare of cows and Brahmanas. Yeah. The Supreme Lord is always prepared to come and take his, So he says, these three, Brahmans, cow, and people who have no shelter, they are very dear to me. And if somebody misbehaves with them, they are like serpents. And if someone misbehaves, then those serpents are killed or devoured by vulture-like messengers of Yamaraj. So now Sanat Kumars are still listening. What is going on? So Supreme Lord said, the punishment that you have given to them, it has my full sanction. But please do one favor to me. He says, please do one favor to me, and that favor is, may these doorkeepers come back to me soon. He says, Bhuyo mamantikam. Bhuyo as in again, mamantikam. They should come back to me. How? Your anugrahat. By your mercy. Yad anugrahat me. Please be favorable to me. He says, please be favorable to me. Please be merciful to me, you Brahmanas, these glorified Brahmanas. And he says, you please be merciful to me so that these doorkeepers, these servants of mine, yeah, achirat, yat kalpatam achirat, bhrityor vivasa. So these servants, vivasa, they are stay away from me, may be shortened, or achirat, very quickly may that time pass. Yat kalpatam, you please be merciful to me so that their stay away from me is reduced and they may come back to me very soon. And after speaking like this, the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan chup ho gaya. He stopped. And as he stopped, the Sanat Kumars are looking at him. What is going on? What is Supreme Lord speaking? Now Brahmaji says, these Sanat Kumars, they looking at the Supreme Lord. They could not understand, they could not comprehend what he has spoken. They're still trying to make meaning out of it. You understand? Visualize yourself in that situation. They're still trying. What is Lord saying? Is he saying you did the right thing? Or you did the, like sometimes you say backhanded pat. You pat someone backhanded. So Supreme Lord glorified them and then he kept quiet. Brahmaji says they kept listening and they were they were beholding that vision of the Supreme Lord. And to them, it appeared like the, the Vedic hymns, the hymns of the Vedas. As Supreme Lord was speaking, they are listening. They are listening. And they were trying to understand. And then he says, it was Guru Artha Gahvaram. Guru Artha. Guru as in very, very heavy. Right? Earth as in import. Gahvaram, very difficult to understand. Right? But they were trying to understand. Vijaya Agadh Gambhiram. They were pondering that what the Lord has spoken, what does it mean? What is the purport of that Supreme Lord that he has just spoken to us? And they were thinking in their mind, but then Brahmaji says they could not understand. Na chikir shitam yat vidas na yat vidas chikir shitam. Chikir shitam means his activities. Who cannot understand? Like Kunti Maharani is praying. When Kunti Maharani is offering the prayer, she says, my dear Lord, nobody can understand your activities. What you mean to do? Once You know about Syamantak money, that jewel. Who is Satyabhama's father? Satyajit. Satyajit. Very nice pastime. Please hear. Fill our ears, as Sanat Kumar said. So Satyajit was a Yadav. He was a Yadu. This is when Lord Krishna was in Dwarka. So he was a powerful Yadav, and he was a staunch devotee of Surya, sun god. He was a staunch devotee of sun god, and one day he was walking along the beach, because Dwarka has a beach. You've been to Dwarka. So he was walking along the beach, and he was offering praise to Suraj Bhagwan. Then sun god appeared in front of him. As sun god appeared in front of him, he could not keep his eyes open because so much glow. He could not keep his eyes open. He requested sun god, may you please reduce the glitter coming out of your body. So the sun god, he wears that money. He wears that jewel, that gem, which is called Syamantak. So he was wearing that. And when Satyajit requested, sun god took it off. And then he could see him face to face. And then sun god praised him for all this austerity, etc. And then he asked Satyajit, please ask for a boon. So Satyajit said, okay, give me this gem. Give me this gem, give me this money that you are wearing. And sun god gave it to him. Now you see what is going to happen. So we have to be very careful when you ask what you ask from the Supreme Lord. So he took that money and he went back to the palace. As he went back to the palace, Supreme Lord Krishna was there. So Krishna told him, you should give this money to Ugrasen, who was the king of the Yadavas. Krishna did not become the king. He was still a prince. He was still serving the king. So he said you should give it to Ugrasen. But Satyajit refused to give it to Ugrasen. Instead, he gave it to his brother, whose name was Prasen. He gave it to his brother, who was also one of the, because it was a Yadu dynasty, they had small kingdoms. He gave it to Prasen, his brother. And Prasen would often wear that jewel and he will walk around to show it off, etc. As he gave it to him, then once Prasen went to the forest to do some hunting. As he went to the forest, he came across a lion. And he was trying to kill the lion, so fight happened between lion and Prasen. Looks like he killed his horse and they were fighting, like one-to-one fighting. It was so powerful. Yadavas were very powerful. But then lion managed to kill Prasen. And lion did not understand anything. He took that gem with him and he was running. As lion was running with that gem, he came across Jamavant. He came across Jamavant. And then there was a fight between Jamavant and the lion. And then Jamavant killed the lion. He took that gem with him. And then he went to his cave. And he gave that gem to his children and they were playing with them. Now on this side in Dwarka, the news spread that Prasen has been killed. He has been kidnapped. And as the news spread, people started doubting Krishna. It's real. This is written in Padma Puran, Vishnu Puran. They started doubting Krishna. They said, maybe Krishna had his eyes on this gem. Maybe Krishna arranged something for Prasen to be kidnapped or killed. Now Lord Krishna, he got agitated after some time. He said, let me go and find Prasen. What happened to him? When he went missing. Now Lord Krishna went to the forest. As he went to the forest, he reached to the place where the lion had killed Prasen. So there he saw Prasen's dead body and he also saw the horse, his horse, their dead bodies. What is called the kankal? Usko kya bolte hain? Skeleton? Carcass, yes. So he saw the carcass of the horse and Prasen. Then from there, Krishna followed the footsteps because he also saw some broken teeth part and the nails of the lion. So Krishna figured out this must be a lion. So he followed lion's footstep. As he followed lion's footstep, then he saw another place of struggle. And there he saw lion's carcass. But still no sign of gem. And then he followed the footsteps. He could make out that another animal had killed lion. He followed the footsteps and he reached in the cave of Jamvant. He reached in the cave of Jamvant, and Krishna told other people who had come with him, Krishna told them that I will be coming, you wait outside. As Krishna went inside the cave, Jamvant thought some intruder has come. And then there was a fight between Jamvant and Krishna for 28 days. For 28 days, they were fighting with each other. And now Jamvant was so powerful, nobody could defeat him. Nobody could defeat him. And now Jamvant was thinking, who is this? He can't be a normal person. He has reduced my energy to this. This must be someone else. And then he recalled he had asked for a boon from Lord Ram, that I want to fight with you. And Lord Ram had told him that in Dwapar Yuga, when I come, not now, in Treta, in Dwapar, when I come, then you will have a chance to fight. And then he realized, oh, he is none other than my Lord Ram. And Jamvant bowed down, paid his dandavat to Sri Krishna, and he started apologizing. Then he offered Krishna a very nice seat. And he asked for forgiveness from Krishna. He said, my dear Lord, please forgive me. Krishna said, no, that's fine. I've come here on a mission. I'm looking for that gem. Where is that gem? And then Jamvant brought that gem to Lord Krishna. And then he said to Krishna, Krishna, please take this, but as a gift, I also want to offer my daughter as a marriage to you, in marriage to you. So his daughter's name was Jambati. You know, other day we were talking about the Vivaha, the Shadi. We were saying, Ek Bhagwan, Lord Ram got married and Lord Krishna got married. In all the marriages of Lord Krishna, there were troubles. First marriage, Rukmani, he had to kidnap. He fought with his brother-in-law, he fought with his father-in-law. Now Jambati, you see. Now third marriage, I'll tell you shortly. So he offered his daughter, and those other soldiers who had come with Krishna, they were standing on the near the entry of the cave. They thought something has happened to Krishna. They went back to Dwarka and they started offering prayers. May Krishna be saved. May Krishna be saved. This is what these Sant Kumars are wondering. That's what I'm sharing with you. Chikirshitam. We don't know. Yeah. Bhagwan, what does he want to do? What his intentions are? Nobody can understand. Yeah. So they went back and they started offering prayers. Now Krishna walks in the city with his wife and the gem, and then everybody realized. So Krishna goes there. Now Krishna summons Satyajit into the assembly. He says, you come here and here is your gem. Stop spreading the rumors about me. Because they were saying Krishna had spoken about it. Maybe he had his eyes on Manju. See, Krishna had to face this. And then Krishna gave that gem to Satyajit, and Satyajit went to his house, but he was feeling ashamed of the mistake that he has done. And he was worried and he was cursing himself. And then next day he comes back to the assembly. He brought the gem and he also brought his daughter with him. Daughter's name was Satyabhama. So he brought Mother Satyabhama with him, our Mother Satyabhama with him, and he offered her in marriage to Krishna and the gem also. So Krishna said, no, you take your gem with you. I accept your daughter in marriage. So this is third marriage. Like this. He married another 16,000 girls who were rescued from which king? Narakasura. So like this, Krishna's marriage. Anyway, so now Krishna got married. Now on this side in Hastinapur at that time, there was a news spread that Pandavas had been burnt in Lakshagraha. So as Krishna heard about that, now Krishna and Balram both went there. Both went there and they were also sitting with Kauravas, and Krishna is crying, oh, my cousins have been burned, my cousins have been killed. And he's also acting Chikirshitam once again. Who knows what Krishna's plan is? As if he doesn't know what happened to Pandavas. He's also crying in the assembly and sitting with Kauravas. Oh, they were so nice people, they were so religious, etc., etc. And Krishna was there. And then Krishna goes to Drupad Maharaj when Draupadi's Swayamvar was happening. And in that assembly, Krishna and Balram are sitting next to each other, and Pandavas walk into that assembly. And then Krishna tells Balram, Balram, that, you know, jo hatta katta hai, tagda sa hai, that strongly built, he looks like Bhim. Do you think he could be Bhim? And then Balram says, yeah, I think he could be Bhim. And then they see Arjun. They were dressed as Brahmanas. But when you are practicing that bow and arrow, so sometimes when you release the bow, so it leaves mark on your skin. Because that string hits your body. So Arjun had those marks. And then Krishna is telling Balram, that Brahman, he looks like Arjun. Thou, what do you think? And just some time ago, they were crying innocently. Right? Now on this side, what had happened in Dwarka, Krishna Balram had come here. So Satyajit, who was his father-in-law, now Akrur, Kritvarma, and there was one more. I forgot his name. Who? Akrur, Kritvarma, and there was Shadhanva. Shadhanva, yes. Shadhanva, Akrur, and Kritvarma. They devised a plan that we should steal this gem from Satyajit. Because Shadhanva was upset. Why he was upset? He also wanted to marry Satyabhama. He was upset. They said, let's go into this house and steal the gem from him. What does he think of himself? As they went inside this house, and there was a fight happened, and in that fight, they killed Satyajit. Now Satyajit got killed, they took the gem and they ran away. As they ran away, now Satyabhama went to Hastinapur and told Krishna, my father has been killed. Now Krishna started crying again. Oh, my father-in-law has been killed. My father-in-law has been murdered. And now Krishna came back to Dwarka. So Krishna came back to Dwarka and told Satyabhama, don't worry, I will find the culprits and I will punish them. Now as Lord Krishna came back, Lord Krishna ran behind Shadhanva. They knew that Shadhanva had killed my father-in-law. Lord Krishna was running after him, and Lord Krishna caught hold of him. It says just near Mithila. Near Mithila, where Maharaj Janak lives. So he caught hold of him and Krishna chopped off his head. And Krishna searched him, but he couldn't find the gem. And now people started doubting Krishna again that you have stolen the gem. Balram got very upset with, this is again Vishnu Puran. Balram got upset with Krishna. Balramji said, Krishna, you have stolen the gem. And from today you are not my brother. I'm not staying with you. He got angry with Krishna and he started living as a guest in Janakpur. For 3 years, Balramji went and stayed in Mithila as a guest. And that's when Duryodhan went there and learned the club fighting from Balram. Now Krishna was concerned. I lost my brother. How to fix this problem? There is no news of where the gem was, where the money is. Then all the elders of Dwarka went and they told Balramji that, Balram, you please don't doubt Krishna's intention. He said, no, he was thief. He used to steal butter. I used to tell him, stop stealing, stop stealing. It will be very difficult when your marriage time comes. When we discuss Damodar Leela, Balram is telling Krishna, stop stealing, stop stealing. But you don't understand, you are a chore. He started cursing Krishna like this. But Krishna is saying, Bhaiya, please, please, please. No, I'm not a thief, I'm not a thief. And then Balram agreed to come back. But now gem is still missing. Then it was told that Shadhanva, before he ran away, he gave the gem to Akrurji. Same Akrurji who went to take Krishna and Balram in Vrindavan. See, when you come to Dwarka, your intelligence changes. But when you stay in Vrindavan, intelligence is different. Now Akrurji had the gem. But Akrurji had moved to Kashi. And this gem would produce 77 kilogram of gold every day. 77 kilogram of gold every day this gem was producing. It is said that whoever will have this gem, they will never have any problem. All the opulence will come there. Now suddenly the news spread that Akrurji is staying in Kashi and he's having big, big bhandaras every day. Big, big feasts. Big, big ceremonies he's conducting every day. Then news came to Krishna. As if Krishna did not know. And then Krishna said, maybe Akrur took the jewel. My uncle Akrur, can he do like this? But maybe let's go and find out. Then Krishna went to Kashi. And he confronted Akrurji. have you got the gem? And he was like non-committal. Krishna said, I can see you are having such big ceremonies every day. Where is the money coming from? And then Akrura realized, I can't escape. So he accepted that, yes, I have that gem. And then Krishna told him, you can keep the gem, but make sure you are not misusing it. And at some point, it has to come back into Dwarka. It should be within Dwarka city. It should not be out of Dwarka. So like this, Krishna's pastime, Chikirshitam, nobody can understand. So Sanat Kumars are wondering, what is Krishna saying? What does he mean by that? He is asking from us, Anugriho me, be merciful to me. What is going on? But like this, those Brahmanas, they heard. They heard that, but after hearing that, when they could not understand, then Brahmaji is telling demigods, they heard him, they were beholding his nice, beautiful vision, this form into their eyes, and the hairs were standing on their heads. Shubhita tvacha. The hairs were standing on their skins, and with folded hands. Prochu pranjalyo prahrishta. Prochu, now they started speaking. Prahrishta, they were very happy, right? Pranjalyo, with folded hands. Yeah. Shubhita tvacha, the hair standing on their hands. And now they started glorifying the Supreme Lord. And then they're telling to Bhagavan Vishnu now that my dear Lord, we don't know what you are talking. We cannot understand, it is beyond us. But you are the greatest protector of the Brahmanas. It is only because of you that the Brahmanas are protected. See, now earlier they glorified Krishna. They glorified Vishnu. Now Vishnu Bhagavan is glorified. That only because of you we are protected. And you are all the religious principles have come from you. Rather, you take so many incarnations to protect the dharma yourself. And by your submission, you are not becoming inferior. Rather, it glorifies your magnanimity. It further enhances your magnanimity. So, my dear Lord, we don't know. It is beyond us. But we know for sure that you are the greatest protector of dharma. You take many incarnations to protect the dharma. The dharma religious principles have come from you. You are the greatest protector of the cows, of the brahmanas. And now they say that, my dear Lord, if we have committed a mistake by cursing these doorkeepers of yours, you please give us any punishment that we deserve. However we should be punished, please give us that punishment. We ask forgiveness from you. And then Brahmaji says, now Supreme Lord speaks again to them. And now Supreme Lord tells them that these two doorkeepers of mine, they will be pratipadya sadhya. They will be going down to the lower, to the hellish planets, to the material planets. They will be going down very soon. And there, again, another important point. What they will be doing? Samrambha, Sambhrata, Samadhi, Anubadha Yoga. Samrambha, in the mood of anger. Samrambha means anger. So they will be practicing the yoga in the mood of anger against me. And that will be their samadhi. Anubadha yoga. Anubadha is again and again, all the time. Samrambha is some word is attached to any word. Rambha is anger. Some is perfectly angry. Right? Sambhrata, you are perfectly agitated, perfectly angry. Some samadhi, right? Same like equipoised. And anubadha, badh is attached or connected or entangled. Anubadha is always, again and again. Like we say, anushashan means follow the rules all the time. So they will be always performing that devotion in the yoga in the mood of anger against me. And by performing that anger, right, very soon their time will pass. Right? Bhuya, bhuya sakasham. Yeah? Upyasyat. Upyasyat, they will come back to me. Again, they will come back to me. After passing their time, sakasham is they will come close to me. Ashu as in quickly. Right? And then he tells those brahmanas, the curse that you have given, don't feel any guilty about it. Shapo mayeva. Yeah. Nimittasya. Yeah. Tad evet vipra. He says, oh brahmanas, you should know that the curse that you have also given is because of my desire. It was ordained by me. It was all ordained by me that you have cursed them. They will go back to the hellish planet. They will pass their time and then they will quickly come back to me. It was all ordained by me. And after hearing like this, these brahmanas, they circumambulated, parikramya. They circumambulated the Supreme Lord. That's why it's important when we go to the temples, there is left space so that you can do the parikrama. So thrice, 3 times, they circumambulated the Supreme Lord. Then they paid their obeisances. Anumanyacha. Then they took his permission and then they left that place. Now Brahmaji, this is Brahmaji telling the demigods. So they left that place. Now Supreme Lord spoke to these doorkeepers who were still there. And he told them, don't worry. Ma bhishta. Don't worry. Don't be fearful. Right? Shamasta. You will be happy. I will come to bring you back. Don't worry, you go down and perform your activities that you have to do, and I will be coming to take you back. And like this, the Supreme Lord instructed these doorkeepers, and then he also went. And now these doorkeepers, now Brahmaji is telling those 2 doorkeepers of the Supreme of the Vaikuṇṭha planet, now they have started falling down. Oh, my dear sons, oh demigods, now those 2 doorkeepers, they have entered into the womb of Aditi through the semen of Kashyap Rishi. They have entered into the womb of Aditi. Sorry, I said Aditi. They have entered into the womb of Diti, and because they are there, because of their presence in the womb of Mother Diti, you see all this darkness. But then Brahmaji says, even I cannot do anything about it. I cannot do anything about it. You cannot do anything about it because this is the Supreme Lord's will. And then Brahmaji speaks today's verse. Yeah? Now let's chant that verse together. I'll bring it up on the screen again. Where is that? So that this point, stays in our heart. Vishwasya sthiti layodbhava heturadyo
Vishwasya sthiti layodbhava heturadyo
Yogeshwarerapi duraktaya yogamaya Shemam vidhasyati sano Bhagavanstradisha.
Shemam vidhasyati sano Bhagavanstradisha.
In this line, Brahmaji is saying, Shemam vidhasyati, that Supreme Lord who is the master of all the 3 gunas, or who is the master of all the 3 planetary systems, he will take care of us. So let's repeat this line again. So this is your prayer. This is you telling him and him telling you. This is what we are telling each other. Right? Shemam vidhasyati sano Bhagavanstradisha.
Shemam vidhasyati sano Bhagavanstradisha.
Tatrasmadiya vimrashe nakiyan ihartha. And then what Brahmaji is saying is, then what is the point in us discussing about this topic? So what is the point in us discussing about so many mundane topics of the world, right? We should just have full faith that Krishna is going to look after us. So this point has to go in our heart. It should not be like after the class we straight away start thinking, Prabhuji Modi ne itna अच्छा भाषण दे दिया, Prabhuji Trump के साथ ये हो गया, Prabhuji interest rates have gone up, yeah, Prabhuji this has happened. No, Prabhuji Ukraine war is still going on. Tatra smadhiya vimrashe na kiyan ihartha. Yeah, clear? So maybe one. Vrinda, can you read the translation? Read loudly. So very important word here, on his behalf. You know, as we say, sometimes you go into the kitchen and you try to tell your wife, and then Mataji says, please get out, let me do my job. I know how to cook, you don't have to tell me. Simply Brahmaji is telling on his behalf, this is Krishna's job. Let Krishna do his job. Why do we need to interfere with that? Yeah, you understand the point? Krishna will do his job, we do our job. Okay. I want somebody to read this verse, the translation loudly so that we all hear one more last time. Somebody read loudly. Who wants to volunteer? Lagan? Okay. Loudly and slowly.
My dear sons, the Lord of the controller of three modes of nature and it's responsible for the creation, preservation and dissolution of the universe. His wonderful creative power, Yoga Maya, cannot be easily understood even by the masters of yoga. That most ancient person, the personality of Godhead, will alone come to our rescue. What purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subject?
Very nice. So that most ancient person, the supreme, the personality of Godhead will alone come to our rescue. Let's just remember that line. Yeah. So we just conclude this. So it is said that, so question was asked, and after this, the Supreme Lord spoke. So Brahmaji says that Sanat Kumar's left, the doorkeepers, they started falling down, and Bhagavan Vishnu, he turned around and he went back into the palace, into the Vaikuṇṭha planet, and there the nice planes were flying and all the opulence inside is spoken about nicely. So the question is, then why didn't Vishnu let them inside? You think about it, if I come to your house and I come to your door, you will say, Prabhuji, please come inside. Please have a glass of water. Please sit inside. But if you just talk to me on the door and then let me go from the door itself, a point to be noted, something to ponder over, why that happened. So our Acharya says the point is the Sanat Kumars, they were not ready to come inside the Vaikuṇṭha planet as yet because they got angry. They still had anger, right, within them, so they were not allowed to go inside. They got an audience with the Supreme Lord face to face, but they were turned away from the gate itself. They weren't letting. So the purification process was yet to happen. So this is about Sanat Kumars. Then where do we stand? Something to think about, something to ponder. So very important. Yeah. And Purushottam month, that's what, if you are reading 15th chapter, when Krishna, what is the 19th verse? That verse we should all again focus on. What is the 19th verse? Yo mameva sammudho, yo mameva asammudho, janati purushottamam,
Janati Purushottamam,
janati purushottamam,
Janati Purushottamam,
sa sarvavid bhajati mam,
Sa Sarvavid Bhajati Mam,
sa sarvavid bhajati mam,
Sa Sarvavid Bhajati Mam,
sarva bhavena bharata,
Sarva Bhavena Bharata,
sarva bhavena bharata.
Sarva Bhavena Bharata.
So what Krishna is saying is, I'm just labeling this point again. So Krishna is saying, yo mam eva asammudho. Asammudho means without doubt. Who without doubt, what? Janati purushottamam. Who knows me without any doubt that I am the Purushottam, I am the greatest transcendentalist. Who mam eva, only me exclusively. See, sometimes we say, Krishna, yes, I really love you. No, I love my children, but I also love you. Or sometimes we say, Krishna, I only love you. So there is a difference in saying also and only. Krishna is saying mam eva exclusively. But we say also. I love this, but Krishna, I also love you. I want this, I also want it. But Krishna wants exclusive. Eva. Yeah. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Only my shelter. So Krishna is saying, whoever knows me to be the greatest transcendentalist without any doubt, Sa Sarvavid, he's the knower of everything. And therefore, he worships me with full heart. Yeah. So that is the condition. So this is the conclusion of chapter 19, chapter 15, Purushottam month. Once again, I'm just sharing because this is the second Ekadashi of Purushottam month. How many more days to go, Mataji?
16th is the last day.
16th August. So today is what? 12th? Yeah, so another 4 days. So let's, as they say, make hay while the sun shines. So let's make as much hay as you can while the sun is shining. Please offer lamp. Try to offer lamp. If you haven't, please offer the remaining days. Offer lamp. Bhagavatam you are already studying. Bhagavad Gita already. Otherwise, then the next Purushottam month will come in another 35 months. Right? So yeah, so let's make the most. So yeah, so that concludes this chapter, Prabhuji Mataji. Chapter was titled The Two Doorkeepers of Vaikuṇṭha, Jaya and Vijaya, Cursed, or they're falling down. So we'll stop here now and we'll do Aarti. Grantha Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki
Jaya.
Okay.